So today's practice is going to be a yin yoga practice. Yin yoga is a restorative form of yoga, and it's really great for calming the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the part of our nervous system that's responsible for relaxation and digestion. A lot of people in our society have overstimulated sympathetic nervous systems, which is the part that is responsible for like fight and flight. So people who have anxiety or stress or trauma tend to have lower vagal tone. So you have this vagus nerve that runs from your brainstem down to your stomach and intestines and around your heart and your lungs. And if you have higher vagal tone, that means you're able to recover from stress or to relax from overexcitement more quickly. Lower vagal tone means that you're more prone to chronic inflammation. So yin yoga is really great for calming the parasympathetic nervous system, which can help you to increase your vagal tone. And an increased vagal tone just means that you have a slightly increased heart rate when you inhale and a slightly decreased heart rate when you exhale. And we hold poses for a little bit longer in yin yoga, which gives us time to kind of breathe and focus. You might hear my dog chewing on her bone in the background. I think that helps her to calm her parasympathetic nervous system. So conscious breathing is also really helpful. You can put your hand on your belly, and deep diaphragmatic breathing can really calm you. So if you have one hand on your belly and you breathe in through your nose, and see if you can breathe so that you fill your belly and you can feel it rising. And then breathe out through your nose, and you kind of pull your belly button towards your spine. You can feel your belly emptying out. And that's a way to do diaphragmatic breathing. See if you can get your inhales to match the length of time as your exhales. So maybe breathe in to a count of 3 and out for a count of 3. And then if you want to relax a little deeper, breathe in to a count of 3 and exhale to a count of 5. Extend the amount of time for your exhales. I like to really extend my exhales. But if that feels weird to you, just try to keep your inhales and exhales balanced. And we're going to start with Ujjayi breathing. So that's breathing in through your nose, and you're kind of constricting the back of your throat so you get this ocean wave sound. Ujjayi breathing is victorious breathing, or breathing with sound. So you breathe in, and then when you breathe out, it's like you're making the same kind of movement with your throat as you would if you're fogging a glass with your breath, but your lips are closed. So you have that same constriction in the back of your throat, and you're making that same kind of ocean waves crashing sound. So we're going to start in a comfortable seated position, and we'll be holding these poses for a little bit longer, so about 3 minutes for each one. I'll count the time so you don't have to worry about that. And with yin yoga, it's really important to listen to your body and do what feels good. You don't want to go to your edge, so if you can go to a certain stretch and go to the edge, don't do that. Back off to about maybe 80% of that edge. You want to get to a place where you can be comfortable and let your body relax. And you might feel like a weird discomfortable feeling, just from holding the poses a little bit longer. And your body will know the difference between pain and discomfort. So if anything hurts at any point in time, just back out of it or don't do it at all. And do know that you can always come back to your breath. So there might be a little bit of discomfort, and see if you can sit with that and let your breath take you through it. And that's a really helpful thing to do, because when you can do that in yoga, it will transfer over into life, and scenarios that cause you stress, you'll be able to breathe through them instead of activating the sympathetic nervous system. which is why I really love yin yoga. But let's get started in a comfortable seat. So you can sit either cross-legged like this, which I find to be kind of uncomfortable. Seated postures are really challenging. It took me years to be able to actually sit cross-legged and not feel like I was dying. So you can sit cross-legged, you can sit on a block. I really like to sit on a block. You'll see me do that a lot. I mean, if people could see me, which I don't go anywhere now. You can sit on your heels like this, or if you're just like sitting, I don't want to sit, just come to a laying down position on the mat. Ooh, that's nice. I'm going to stay down here. And, oh yeah, before I get started, we are going to use blocks and a strap. If you don't have blocks, you can use a couple of stacked up, like hard-bound books. If you don't have a strap, I just got this, so I didn't have a strap for years. You can use, like, I was using a bathrobe tie, you could use a dog leash, anything that's nice and strappy. And if you have some blankies, it's nice to have some blankies. So let's get started in whatever comfortable seated or laying down position. I have some lower back issues, so I'm going to lay with my knees up and kind of let my knees fall in toward one another. And you can close your eyes wherever you are. And we'll do our Ujjayi breathing. So we'll be here for 3 minutes just breathing. And you just want to focus on your breath. How the air feels coming in through your nose. How it feels going out through your nose. Feels a little cooler maybe coming in. And a little warmer on the exhale. And noticing the temperature of the air in the room around you. Noticing any little sounds that are around you, and maybe those sounds can help you to relax a little bit deeper. It's like softly raining where I am, and there's a couple little birds chirping, so that's really nice. And let's just stay here in silence and breathe. And then wherever you are, take one more breath. If you're laying down, maybe stretched out a little bit. Blink open your eyes. And we're gonna make our way into child's pose. So you can come onto your hands and knees. And I wanna do affirmations for this practice today. So if you've never done affirmations, you don't have to believe them and you don't have to say them out loud. Just say it to yourself in your mind and see how it makes you feel in your body and see what kind of thoughts might come up in response to the affirmations in your mind. And yeah, just see how it makes you feel. So for child's pose, I want to do it. Let me move my props out of the way here. You're gonna have your knees a little bit wider here so your big toes can come to touch. And your knees can come out to as wide as the mat. So we're gonna bring our hips toward our heels, but if your hips don't come back towards your heels, you can use either a blankie or a folded up yoga mat and kind of tuck it behind your knees to give you a little bit of assistance. And let's walk our hands out in front of us. So we're bringing our chest and our forehead toward the mat. You can also use a bolster here if you have one. I don't have one. Pillows, like stiffer or harder pillows, could be used as well. And once we get down to the mat, we're gonna walk our fingers out to the right hand side. So we're gonna do a lateral child's pose. Try to keep your thumbs in line with one another and then bring your forehead to the ground. And the affirmation for this asana or pose will be, I am worthy of receiving love. So it's I am worthy of receiving love. And we'll be here for 3 minutes. So wherever you are, you can lift your head a little bit off the ground, and then very, very slowly, keeping low, walk your hands back toward the center. We'll stay in the center for a minute to reset our spine. These lateral child's pose are really nice for the lower back and for the side. And remember to come back to your Ujjayi breathing, so breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And we're going to do the same thing, just walk your fingertips over to the left and bring your forehead toward the mat. And we'll be here for 3 minutes. Oh yeah, the affirmation for this side is, it is safe for me to give love. So it is safe for me to give love. When you're ready, slowly walk your fingertips back toward the center. And we're going to stay in the the forward facing child's pose for 3 more minutes. The affirmation for this pose will be, I freely give and receive love. So it's, I freely give and receive love. So walk your fingertips out in front of you and bring your forehead and chest toward the mat. little more room, you can kind of wiggle your hips side to side and let your belly fall a little bit more between your legs. The first 30 seconds or so of a pose is a good time to kind of make any little adjustments you need to make to get more comfortable. Slowly begin to walk your fingers back towards your body. And let's come around onto our booties and extend your legs out in front of you and kind of just let them flop back and forth, shake them out, wiggle them around, get some of the blood flow back into your legs and your toes. And the vagus nerve kind of wraps around your heart and your lungs, so any chest opening postures are really good for increasing the tone. So you can either come to a cross-legged seat or you can sit on your heels. I'm just going to do some chest opening and some neck stretches. So we'll start with our hands clasped behind your head, and your shoulders can squeeze back behind your back. I'm actually going to sit on the block again here. There we go. Listening to my body. Alright. So hands are behind the head, shoulders squeezed together, elbows are pulling back toward the back of the room. And then you want to lift your chin on an inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then on exhale, slowly bring your chin towards your chest, round your back, and bring your elbows toward each other. Inhale, lift your chin, squeeze your shoulder blades together, look up. Exhale, round your back, and bring your elbows toward one another. One more, inhale, chin up. And exhale, round your back, chin to the chest. Inhale to come up. And shake your arms out, shake your hands out. I'm going to shake my legs out a little more. Toes are tingly. And we'll do our neck stretches next. So we're going to go toward the right. So you can gently let your right ear fall toward your right shoulder. You can stay right there if that's enough for you. If you want more, lift your right hand, put it on near your left ear. You don't want to pull here, just gentle pressure. And then if you want even more, you can extend your left hand out, left fingertips toward the mat. And if you want even more, you can wrap your left arm behind your lower back. And we'll just breathe here. One more breath here. And let it go. Slowly bring your head back to center. Shake your arms out, wiggle them out. Let's go to the left. So drop your left ear toward your left shoulder. Maybe stay here. Maybe bring your left hand towards your right ear. Stay here. Or bring your right fingertips out and toward the mat. Stay here, or wrap your right arm behind your lower back. And we'll stay here and breathe. Alright, let's let it go. On an inhale, bring your neck back up to center. And then clasp your hands again behind your back. Bring your chin to your chest. But this time keep your shoulders squeezed together and your elbows pressed back toward the back of the room. And breathe here. One more breath here. You can let it go through the mouth. Inhale, come back up. You can let your head gently fall backward. Just don't go any further than is comfortable. Just tilt your chin toward the sky. You can also keep your hands clasped behind your head for a little bit of support here. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. One last breath here. And let it go. Alright. Let's stretch our legs out a little bit here. And let's just wiggle them around here. So back and forth, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Alright. So we're gonna do a wide-legged forward fold here. In like a more yang style yoga, you would be flexing your feet and keeping the energy really strong in your legs, but you don't have to do that in yin. You can even let your toes fall off to the side a little. Legs don't have to be super wide, just as wide as is comfortable. And then we're not reaching super far. We kind of want to just hinge forward at the hips. I like to have my hands palms face up, backs of hands on the ground, and only come as far as is comfortable. You don't have to stretch super far here. And we're gonna just let our head hang here. So bring your chin to your chest. If you want a little extra help with your Ujjayi breathing on the exhale, just bring the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and that can help you get that sound. And we'll be here for 3 minutes, so just relax. And our affirmation here will be, I am calm. So it's I am calm. If you find this to be really intense, you can try sitting on a pillow or on a block to get a little height with your hips. You might find that you can relax a little further on your exhales. Or you might find that it's too intense and you need to back off a little bit. To come out of this, you want to pull your belly button towards your spine so you're activating your core. And very, very slowly walk your fingertips towards your body. Keep your back rounded and then slowly, slowly lift up one vertebrae at a time so that your head is the last thing to lift up. We'll take a rebound pose, which just means taking a pose to let the work we just did sink into our body. So you can make your way to your back. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Feet are about as wide as the mat. And then you'll let both your knees fall to one side and then bring them to the other. So you're kind of windshield wiping your legs here, just back and forth a few times. And then when you're ready, make your way back up to seated. We're going to go back into that wide-legged position and bring the sole of your left foot in toward your right thigh. You can bring your right leg in a little bit so it's not as wide. Let the right toes fall out to the side. Sit up nice and tall, and then rotate so that your belly button is making its way towards your toes. We're going to inhale, sit up tall, and then I'm going to flip the backs of my hands onto the floor, kind of right above my knee here, and then slowly fold forward. So you're not going super far forward, you're just kind of tucking your chin to your chest and rounding your back here. If, as the time progresses, you find that you can go a little further, that's totally fine, but you can just stay within what's comfortable for you. And we'll be here for another 3 minutes, so our affirmation for this pose will be, I am peaceful. So it's, I am peaceful. You can shut your eyes here and let's breathe. So I'm going to walk my hands just a little bit more toward my toes here. And you might find that you are making a little bit of sound on some of your exhales. And when it's good, that just means that you're releasing energy that's been stuck inside of you. So let yourself make weird noises. It's totally natural, totally fine. When you're ready, you can turn your hands, your fingertips around the floor. Engage your core, so pull your belly up towards your spine, and very, very slowly, slowly, slowly make your way back up. You might feel a little vulnerable in your back here, so just be really slow and gentle, lifting up one vertebrae at a time. The head's the last thing to lift. And we're going to make our way back to our backs to do another round of rebound before we go to the other side. So feet are as wide as the mat, and we'll just slowly windshield wiper the knees back and forth. Just a few times. It feels good on the lower back. A little massage. And then when you're ready, come back up to seat. Just rolling to my side, pushing up. Wide-legged stance again. Not that wide. Left toes fall out to the side. Sit up nice and tall. Rotate so that your belly button is coming in the same direction as your toes, and in that general direction. And hands are on either side of your left thigh. You can flip them so they're palm face up, so you're receiving. And the affirmation for this side is, I am comfortable around other people. So let your chin fall to your chest, round your back. I am comfortable around other people. And we'll be here for 3 minutes. Remember, you can take these first 30 seconds to make any adjustments you need to be more comfortable. your hands and walk your fingertips slowly towards your body. Engage your core. And slowly, slowly, slowly lift back up to seated. You might have weird sensations in some of these poses. That one I sometimes have a lot of tension in my jaw. My jaw will start shaking. See if you can breathe through it, or maybe you'll need to back off a little. Just listen to your body. Make your way to your back for a rebound pose. Feet are as wide as the mat. Knees fall from one side to the other. And then we're going to make our way to hands and knees. So this is puppy pose. I forget the name. The yin has different names for poses. I know it's puppy pose. That's what I know it as. So hands and knees, wrists are under shoulders, knees are under hips. Tops of toes can be on the floor. And you're just going to walk your hands out in front of you. And then keeping your hips high, you're going to lower your chest and forehead toward the floor. If you're hyper flexible, your chin might come to the floor. But only go as far as you can relax. So even if you can bring your chin to the floor, maybe back off a little bit. And our affirmation for this pose will be, I am abundant. So it's I am abundant, and we'll be here for 3 minutes. This one can get pretty intense in the shoulders, so if you need to back off and take child's pose, that's always an option as well. If you're not already there, make your way back to child's pose. Knees can be together this time, and arms can go behind you. Palms face up, bring your forehead toward the floor. You can also use a pillow under your forehead too. This will be our rebound pose. We'll just be here for a few breath cycles. On the inhale, lift up. And we've got one more pose before we go to our backs, and then we'll be on our backs for the remainder of this practice. Hooray! I love back. I love poses on your back. So we're going to come to Sphinx pose. So once again, hands and knees, and then you're going to bring your elbows out in front of you, and then lower your belly and your hips to the floor. Tops of the toes can be on the floor. Pelvis is pushing down into the floor. Your fingers are spread wide, palms press into the mat. Pull your shoulders back together behind you and lift your chest up and through your shoulders. Your neck is long. Your gaze can either be down at the mat or forward. You can stay here, or if it feels good on your neck, slowly let your chin drop toward your chest. We'll be here for 3 minutes as well. And our affirmation for this pose is I am healthy. So I am healthy. See if your butt is squeezing, if your glute muscles are tight, and see if you can relax them. Sometimes fear can come up in these poses, and the mind can start panicking. And it's really good to listen to your body, but also to see if you can breathe through any panic your mind might bring up, and see where it might be coming from. This is a vulnerable pose, especially if your head is dropped. You're exposing the back of your neck. So maybe just remind yourself that you're safe. The teeth can have a tendency to clench here, so see if you can release your jaw. Take one last breath here, and then on the inhale, slowly lift your gaze, and then slowly make your way back to child's pose, knees together, feet together, hands behind you, palms face up. We'll just be here for 30 seconds. On the inhale, make your way up. And I'll have two options for this next pose. If you have blocks, I'm going to be doing the one with the blocks. If you don't have blocks, you're just going to come to your back, bring the soles of your feet together, bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. If you do have blocks, start on the lowest setting, and we're going to make a letter T. So the top of the T will be at the top of your mat, parallel to the top of the mat. And then the bottom of the T will be a little bit underneath it. And you want to align, and it's going the same direction as the long way of your mat. So be gentle coming into this pose. Start on the lowest setting, on the baby bear setting, and then if you want a little more height, go to the mama bear setting. If you want more height, go to papa bear. So I'm aligning up the long part of the T with the upper part of my spine, and then resting the back of my head on the short part of the T. And you want to make sure this is really comfortable here, so get aligned so that's somewhere where you can relax. And then feet can be on the mat with the knees bent. They can be long, or soles of the feet can be pressed together, knees falling to the sides. Arms can come out to a T. This is great right here. Great chest opener. Or if you want more, you can reach them overhead or clasp elbows overhead. We'll be here for 3 minutes, and the affirmation is, I am safe. I am safe. One more breath here. And then slowly release. If you're on blocks, you can very gently roll to one side and then move the blocks out of the way and come to your back. Knees can be bent and let them fall together, feet as wide as the mat, or you can stretch out long on your mat. And we'll just be here for a rebound for 30 seconds. feel how it feels to be in your body after holding these poses. And then if you have a strap, we're gonna take our flannel. Our flannel's wrapped around us a little bit. Stretch your left leg out long and bring your right knee to your chest. Squeeze it into your chest. And then extend it long, bottom of the foot toward the sky, and loop, catch a loop here around the top of your foot, so sort of around the ball of your foot. And we're just gonna hold this here for about 30 seconds. So toes are flexed and you're pulling your leg toward you, or your foot toward you. Keep your Ujjayi breath here. One more breath here. And then see if on the exhale you can bring your right foot out toward the right side, still holding the strap. We'll be here for 30 seconds. One last breath here. Inhale, bring your foot back to center. You can release the strap and bring your knee in towards your chest. And then using your left hand, bring your right knee across your body. You can keep your left hand on the outside of your right knee. And then you can extend your right arm out to the right. And your gaze can be up here. We'll be here for 3 minutes in the supine twist. And the affirmation here is, I am peaceful. I am peaceful. One last breath here. And then on an inhale, bring your knees slowly back to center. Squeeze it in towards your chest. And then let it come out long. You can kind of flop your feet back and forth here. Windshield wiper the feet. And let's go to the other side. So bring the left knee into the chest. Bring that strap around the ball of your left foot and extend your left foot toward the sky. You can flex your toes here. exhale, let your left leg fall to the left side, holding on to that strap. And then on an inhale, bring your leg back to center, bring your left knee to your chest, and with your right hand on the outside of your left knee, bring the left knee across the body. Left arm extends long and gazes up. You shut your eyes here. The affirmation for this side will be, I see challenges as opportunities. So we'll be here for 3 minutes. I see challenges as opportunities. You might hear my dog snoring. It's cute to me. Very relaxing. One last breath here. And on an inhale, bring your knee to the center, hug it into your chest, and then release your legs out long. Rock your feet side to side. And then we have one last pose before we go into our final resting pose or Shavasana. So there's a few options here. You can bring your feet together and then try to reach them with your hands here. You can stay here. You can have just your feet together with your knees falling to the side. You can come into happy baby, so grabbing the outsides of each foot, or you can do one foot at a time. And I'll let you know if you're doing 1 foot at a time when we're halfway through. We're going to hold this for 3 minutes. And our affirmation here is going to be an affirmation of your choice. So think of what you need in your life right now. Maybe you need love, maybe you need health, maybe you need financial wealth, and turn that into an affirmation. So mine is going to be, I am invigorated. The full moon was recently, and I always feel kind of exhausted around full moons. So I am invigorated. Whichever version you pick will be here for 3 minutes. So go ahead and close your eyes, and I'll let you know when we're halfway there. we're halfway there, so if you need to switch sides, go ahead. That's really relaxing. So sometimes you'll get things like a dog barking viciously when you're in the middle of doing a yoga pose and growling. And that can be a really, hey, it's a challenge you view as an opportunity. That can be a really nice opportunity to see if you can breathe through the distraction. Because in life, just like in yoga, like things aren't always going to be perfect. You're not going to have a perfectly quiet place to do yoga with no distractions or no neighbors slamming their doors so your dogs bark. So see if you can breathe through it and see if you can just return to the breath. So return to your Ujjayi breathing. We'll be here for just a few more seconds. One last breath here and then release. And we're going to come into our final resting pose, so for Shavasana. If you have a blankie, it's nice to have because you can get pretty cool in Shavasana. Hi, stretchy girl. Hi, my stretchy girl, my little guard dog. If you have any lower back issues, you can keep your feet as wide as the mat and just let your knees fall in toward one another. Palms can be facing up. You can also have the soles of your feet together with your knees falling to the side, one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. Or you can have your legs extended long, arms extended long. If you have a wall, you could also bring your booty close to the wall and put your legs up the wall. That's a nice release for Shavasana. But whatever position you choose, just go ahead and let your shoulders fall down your back. And shut your eyes. Let's take a deep breath here through our nose. And exhale through the mouth. Just really releasing. One more time, in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. And then you can let go of any control of breath, so any Ujjayi breathing here, and just return to your natural breathing. And you can let your eyes feel heavy here. Let your jaw relax. Let the muscles around your eyes relax. Let your shoulders sink into the mat. Feel where any part of your body is touching the mat, and let that part feel heavy and relax into the ground. I like to take at least 5 minutes of Shavasana. You can take as long as you like. And I'll leave you here, so thank you for practicing with me today and for listening to your body, and be well. you're still here, you can start wiggling your fingers and toes. Rotate your wrists and ankles. Give yourself a full body stretch. And then roll to one side and push your way up into seated. Sometimes I'll end my practice with just bringing my hands to heart center and saying thank you to myself.